Something happened to you recently that has never happened before in the history of souls like yours. The universe stopped. Not metaphorically, literally paused its cosmic machinery, turned its full attention toward you, and witnessed something it did not expect to see from a human being in this lifetime. You were supposed to break. Every calculation, every pattern, every spiritual algorithm predicted you would collapse under the weight of what they threw at you. The doubt, the mockery, the silent laughter of people who counted you out. But you didn't break. You built. In 10,000 years of recorded spiritual history, across every dimension, every realm, every civilization that rose and crumbled into stardust, there has never been a soul configuration quite like yours. Most beings, when crushed by betrayal and underestimation, either retaliate in anger or dissolve in silence. Both responses are predictable. Both are safe for the universe to handle. But you chose a third path that exists in no ancient scripture, no celestial manual. You chose to alchemize humiliation into fuel, to transform their rejection into your rocket. That reaction broke every known spiritual law of human limitation. Think about the decision you made recently, that quiet, private moment when nobody was watching. You were given a choice between revenge and growth, between pettiness and progress. They would never have known if you chose the lower path. Not your family, not your friends, not even your closest confidant. But you felt something inside you resist. A deeper version of yourself overruled the wounded one. You chose to keep moving forward with your head down and your standards high. That single moral decision, made in total silence, sent a frequency through the universe. It triggered everything that is now beginning to unfold. What you don't know is that you have never been unwatched. Since the moment you were born into this particular body, carrying this particular mission, forces both dark and divine have had their instruments locked onto your frequency. The dark ones needed to know if you could be broken, distracted, or corrupted before you reached your power. The divine ones needed to know if you were ready to receive it. Every hater in your life was an instrument in this surveillance. Every person who doubted you was a sensor placed specifically along your path to measure your response under pressure. You passed every single test. Remember when they laughed and you stayed silent? Remember when they excluded you and you used that loneliness to study, to build, to sharpen your edge in the dark? Remember when someone took credit for your work and you didn't explode, you simply kept creating? Remember when the door was slammed in your face and you didn't beg, you built your own door? Each of those moments was a test with a passing score of 1. Did you maintain your integrity when it cost you something real? You paid the price every time and still chose the higher road without applause, without recognition, without reward. In the celestial hierarchy, there is a classification system for human souls. Most souls are categorized as reactive. They move predictably based on pain and pleasure. A rarer category exists called the forged, souls who have been tested repeatedly and have not broken. But above even that, there is a classification so rare it has no common name in human language. It refers to a soul who transforms suffering into power without losing compassion in the process. You have just been reclassified. The beings who monitor human evolution have flagged your frequency as dangerous. Not destructive dangerous, but world-changing dangerous. You are now on a different list. At the moment you made that final quiet decision to rise instead of retaliate, something extraordinary occurred in the unseen realm. 7 archangels turned simultaneously toward your coordinates. God, the source of all creation, paused the background hum of the universe and directed full divine attention toward one singular soul, yours. What they witnessed was not just a human choosing patience. They witnessed an ancient warrior remembering who they are. The tears you cried in private, the nights you kept going when everything screamed, stopped the dignity you maintained when disgrace was easier. All of it was seen recorded and held as sacred testimony in the halls of heaven. And in that moment of divine witness, a decree was issued. Not whispered, not suggested, decreed with the full authority of creation itself. Your true identity, which had been sealed and protected since before your birth, was officially unlocked. The version of you that struggled, doubted, and questioned your worth was never the real you. It was a chrysalis, a necessary container. The decree declared that the chrysalis had served its purpose. What emerges now operates under a different set of rules. Doors that were sealed are now unsealed. Connections that were blocked are now cleared. The frequency you now emit carries the signature of divine authorization. You are not simply a person who survived hard times. You are an ancient soul who volunteered for one of the most difficult assignments in this era of human history. You were placed in an environment specifically designed to pressure test your character, surrounded by doubters delayed in your timeline, stripped of early validation, because only that kind of fire produces the kind of warrior the world currently needs. Your haters were not your enemies. They were your training ground. And now the training is complete. The warrior has awakened. The chosen soul has remembered. The ancient frequency is fully online, and it cannot be silenced again. Your mission is not to destroy those who doubted you. Your mission is far more powerful and far more terrifying to darkness than any act of revenge could ever be. You are here to anchor integrity in spaces that have forgotten what it looks like, to demonstrate through your visible, undeniable success that a person can rise with their character completely intact. That compassion is not weakness. That patience is not passivity. That staying silent while building loudly is the most devastating power move in existence. Every achievement you now unlock is not just personal victory. It is a living, breathing proof of concept that changes what others believe is possible. Watch what begins to happen in your physical life now. Opportunities will surface from directions you never anticipated. People who once ignored your messages will begin reaching out first. Financial doors that appeared permanently closed will develop unexpected openings. Your health, your clarity, your creative output will all begin accelerating simultaneously. This is not coincidence, and it is not luck. This is the material dimension catching up to the spiritual decree that was already issued on your behalf. The universe is now actively rearranging circumstances to reflect your true frequency. Every blessing arriving is simply reality, aligning with what was always written for you. But here is what makes your story cosmically significant beyond your own life. You carry a frequency that, once activated, functions like a tuning fork. When you walk into a room, something shifts in the people around you. Those who are asleep begin to stir. Those who had given up begin to reconsider. You will not need to preach, teach, or convince anyone of anything. Your presence alone, your posture, your peace, your quiet power will do the work automatically. People will watch your rise, and something inside them will remember that they too have an unrealized greatness still waiting to emerge. Your success will be their permission slip. Across this planet right now, thousands of souls are going through the exact activation you just experienced. They are in different countries, different languages, different circumstances, but the same ancient frequency, the same quiet integrity, the same refusal to break. You are not alone in this. You are part of a global network of awakening warriors who are each individually tested and each individually passed. When your paths cross, and they will, you will recognize each other without introduction. The network is activating. The movement has no name, no headquarters, no leader. It is simply souls remembering simultaneously, rising together and changing the world by refusing to be ordinary. If this message reached something real inside you, do not scroll past in silence. That feeling in your chest right now is recognition, your soul confirming what it already knew. Drop 777 in the comments so the universe can register your activation, and so others like you can find each other in this space. Share this with one person who is currently in their silent building phase, who needs to know their suffering is not meaningless, but purposeful. Subscribe because what comes next in this journey is going to require you to be present. You have been found. You have been seen. Now it is time to be unstoppable.